Welcome back. Game number 2, just around the corner. The draft, of course, just ahead of us as we head into an opportunity for Mineski to guarantee a top 3 spot for the first time since the second round of the Dota Professional Circuit, which started all the way back in September of last year. It has been a long road of recovery for them, but they've almost completed it, and they really will want those DPC points. Just one game away. It's all they've got to do, Kyle, and presumably you'd have them as the favourites.
I would say so. I think that they certainly outplayed Vici there. If there was a game Vici could have won, it was probably that one. And I think that it'll actually be more one-sided in this next game. Haven't seen the drafts yet, of course, but...
Why'd you say that?
I'm just impressed by the way Mineski is playing. They obviously have a lot of faith in their concepts that they've carried through with them since the group stage. And I just don't feel that same confidence from Vici. I don't think they're playing as well, and I don't think they've adapted to the meta in the same way. Like, even if you just look at their bans, Chen, Nature's Prophet, Pangolier. I mean, was that really what you would think about coming into this event being something worthy of first 3? And I just see them first picking Willow, not because they're super confident with it, but because they want to keep it out of Mineski's hands. And I feel like that already gives them a big disadvantage.
Yeah, they've been clinging on, haven't they, Winter, all through this tournament. They've sort of come up with performances when they've needed to, TNC in the last round especially. Can they come up with another couple of big performances to carry them through?
You could argue TNC gave them the win. They didn't really come up.
I was being kind, but you may say that.
Yeah, they kind of had a lot of help from TNC there. And against Mineski, much stronger opponent. They look much more stable right now. Better drafts overall in general, more all-round the drafts. Harder to exploit. So if they don't do well with their comfort picks, like Carl mentioned, if they have this kind of draft and they can't win,
you worry for them a little bit, don't you?
You worry a lot about them.
Yeah, this is quite nice for a number of reasons, as you pointed out at the start of the show, Jack. The coaches, of course, going head-to-head, certainly want to have the advantage right now. But also Daryl's sitting there, former player on the other side.
Yeah, he knows these guys very well. Obviously, the DK connection is there as well. And then Daryl was, played in China again in Vici for some time. They had quite a bit of success with him there as well. Still widely respected in China. I remember how much the eHome guys even now are revered Daryl. But I think Vici shouldn't be too alarmed after that first game. Obviously, they're on the ropes for the series, but I think they tried something. I don't want to call it a cheese, but they prepared this this kind of off-balance strategy for Mineski. It ended up not working out, even though the lanes went okay. And I think if you're Vici, you can't be too tilted from how the game goes after the laning phase, just because of the complete kind of lack of balance in the lineup and how hard it is to win from there. So I think they should be pretty composed going into the rest of the series. They wanted to try to steal a game there.
I feel like the more I watch games this tournament, the more I feel like Gyrocopter is just this ultimate balance where you have a stun. You have an AoE team fight ability on a low cooldown that slows twice. You do massive amounts of magical damage. You have a farming tool, multiple farming tools. You're a strong laner.
Mind you, slows through BKB.
Good point. And then, of course, Flat Cannon, which is not only the farming tool, but you also just output tons of physical damage to the entire enemy team. We saw that one team fight near the bottom shrine in Radiant Jungle, where Gyrocopter just all of a sudden killed a support in the Lifestealer in the duration of the Disruptor ultimate. He just shreds people, and it's so easy to itemize with drums, BKB, butterfly, and all of a sudden, there's just these timings where you can both fight for an Aegis, utilize it well. It just seems to be this perfect hero, and I think we saw in EGVP, I believe it was banned, and then the entire series that I cast, it was also banned by Liquid. So I would be surprised to see that get through here, or at the really just put into Mineski's hands, because it seems uncounterable because of the balance.
We talked about it on Wednesday morning after the patch hit, and it got an extra 10 seconds on the flat cannon cooldown, and it was kind of like maybe it's not picked as much, but it hasn't seen any slowdown, has it?
Don't think he's uncounterable. It's more like Vici doesn't play the counters. We talk about the Kunkka. Kunkka is the perfect solution to Gyro. Secret runs it well. Broodmother could ruin Gyro's lane. Those are the heroes that Vici have not run or won't run.
And the Willow is back.
Same bans from Vici. I believe same bans from Mineski as well.
I saw Winter literally die a little inside then when he saw that Willow pop up.
I wish they'd give it to 11 or something. I feel like
maybe they will this game. Maybe that's what they do.
Question is, what does Mineski go for? I feel like they might just go for the gyrocopter, truthfully. I mean,
Why not?
that's just what you do, right?
I think they will.
Why wouldn't you?
Team pick.
Strange that they went Tusk instead of Nyx this game, though.
I think it's the adjustment because they had a harder time in the lanes. Nyx weaker at the start, good against Dark Willow, but
Do you really fear Lanham's Dark Willow?
nope.
This is, I do want to remind you of
10
how this went
seconds
down a little bit yesterday with Vici. And they've done this in the past as well. They've let
5
the team
seconds
have pretty much what they wanted again,
Mm.
but come up with 1 or 2 small alterations in
Yeah.
their draft to counter it, and it's worked.
Worked is a strong statement.
They've gotten away with it, Kyle.
Yeah.
It's probably more accurate
it's sort of
yesterday.
like it's like imagine you threw a house party, right, in your parents' house, and the cops came. It's your house, but you make an escape, right? You climb the fence and you get away. But
And then the following night you have another party.
no, but
Oh.
the thing, it's your house, you know. Like eventually it's gonna
it's
come
gonna
back
out, yeah.
and bite
I'm
you.
with you.
And
Yeah.
this series could be that.
Radiant team back.
That told you. What are you giggling at?
Just that I'm the Lord, because you've been talking about it so much.
I know. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. They fourth banned that last time round, so it didn't get.
There's
It
Death
didn't come out in the
Prophet.
first round, couldn't come out in the second.
10
There's Death
seconds
Prophet.
remaining.
There's Nature's Prophet. And there's Kyle the Prophet.
5 seconds
Only
remaining.
one of them is going to be featured in this game.
You know, there's going to be a Death
Team
Prophet
back.
too. But
Nah.
Radiant
Told you.
team back.
Come on, Winter. Come on, Winter.
I feel like he needs a new nickname. Maybe we just call him Kyle the Oracle.
Nah.
Oracile.
I'd prefer either Swami or Seer.
Oracile. See?
Int-
See what I did there?
Oracile.
Oracile.
That that
like
sounds
that.
like
That sounds
something
good.
a
That-
52-year-old
Dear
Dungeons
Reddit.
of Dragons
Dear
dungeon
Reddit,
master
if you
would
like
say.
that, please post that somewhere on
No,
Reddit.
please
Make that
don't.
a meme. Add it
Please
to
don't.
Twitch chat. Do whatever you want with it.
Look,
Please
to-
make that a meme. Oracile.
The Underlord I love for many reasons. I think it's the go-to counter to Gyrocopter and to an extent Tusk because you pit under the snowball. It's the same way Disruptor can counter a Tusk. You don't really do anything to Underlord at a certain point, and you just they're in the fire.
Dire team back.
Great hero against the Gyrocopter because
Radiant
it really is
team
just like the counter pick, I think. I'm surprised they banned the Omni there, probably just because it's a comfort pick for Mineski, but I feel like Underlord just crushes that hero. But I think the repelled Gyro seems to be really strong in the meta right now.
Yeah, and the Underlord is again, besides the mobility, the fact that he
10
definitely carries
seconds
utility
remaining.
items. Sometimes if your offlaner is more of an
5
initiator or a
seconds
tempo hero, you
remaining.
may not be able to carry those items. You might either need a mid hero or someone else to carry them. But the Underlord is guaranteed to do that for you, which naturally buffs up your team fight. Regardless of that, his abilities still scale going into the game. So this is a hero that scales tremendously well, adds mobility, and again, is like a very nice frontliner that's annoying to play a lot of cores into.
I mean, I feel like at this point we've beaten how good Underlord is into the ground.
Do you
It's
want
just a
one more?
question of when
Let me
will
just give you
everyone
one
else
more.
figure it out.
Yeah,
What's that?
give me one. Let me give you one more. Vici have played this 3 times at DAC and won with it all 3 times.
Wow.
But
It's almost like the Chinese teams utilize Underlord. It's like the hero makes up for the weaknesses in their play style in
they're on
common
dire.
drafts.
They're on dire.
Oh.
So yeah.
So they've lost.
Dire team
Interesting, though, that I assume Mineski choosing Radiant and Vici taking Dire, and that's the hero you probably want to ban instead of the Omni Knight if you're Vici, because the Rubik against Underlord Willow is insane. You have both the damage amp and fantastic spells to steal. The Maze, either Ultimate and the Wave
10
of Terror, all
seconds remaining.
excellent. However, if you look at this lineup from Mineski, the Rubik Tusk, they don't
5
really offer that
seconds
much in the way of
remaining.
damage, so they need a lot of it from their final 2 core selections. Definitely need to run a tri-core lineup here.
They might have a similar problem with the last game. They have weaker supports. Last game I think it was worse last game when they had the Nyx plus the Disruptor. But Rubik and Tusk doesn't really feel that scary either in the
Yeah.
early game.
I'd like to see if Mineski picks some like Jug Lifestealer as a 4th pick. I think Vici immediately is going to go for the TA. Super strong here. I could also see them potentially running a Slark again, but with no Omni in the pool, I think that it's a lot weaker to just select when you don't have that just BKB on application available.
I think Lifestealer and Peel are still both very available choices here for Vici directly, especially if they're worried about Mineski taking it. You have, again, a hero that gets on top of the gyro without the save there this time, and you have a PL who's very good against Mineski supports, and once he gets farmed, can stand up to the gyro in one-on-one as well. So both are solid picks, and there is still some lane versatility possible from that pick. Again, talked about not giving away the cores too early. In the last draft, you pick this PL, and again, you can send it mid if you need to based on matchup.
We shall see. Question is, what do they want as a support hero? Which I think is the choice
Radiant
here.
team pick.
Witch Doctor.
Not impressed.
What?
Not impressed.
Not a fan, man. I feel like it's just this generic 5. I would have much rather seen them.
The Iceman.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down for someone to pick AA. Not the greatest
10
game for it against
seconds
Rubik
remaining.
Tusk, but I think like a disruptor they could have got away with. As you said, the lanes for Mineski are really
5
weak,
seconds remaining.
but now you're playing with 2 cores that don't really offer much in the way of like reach. So if they pick a little bit of that, I'm fine with it, but I feel like you want a little more reach when you're playing with an Underlord draft. DK still a possible 4th pick for them. I would still like a
Dire
TA
team pick.
Sand King from Mineski. And that's... I look at the draft, I'm a little scared, guys, because that's looks a lot like 3 supports to me, and an Underlord, or sorry, a Gyrocopter in a game where he's going to have a lot of pressure.
Yeah, now that
10
DK
seconds
becomes
remaining.
a possibility for Vici as well, adds their disable.
Radiant
They still have the
team
other cores we
back.
mentioned.
I like it. I think you can get away with it. The Ori Puck is very solid, and this allows them to just last pick that Paparazzi hero to carry them through. And I think while their damage output is slightly limited, we've seen Willow Puck, guys. It's some sauce, especially when you
10
combo that with an
seconds
Underlord.
remaining.
And I look at their team fight, and it's just such an incredible amount of damage.
5
Like,
seconds
it puts so
remaining.
much pressure on the Tusk. Like,
I think if they finish the draft with a Terabit, we are more or less very likely going to a game 3.
yeah. I feel like that's got to be the ban from Mineski, though. I don't see them giving that away.
Dire team back.
Morphling instead, wow.
There's other options. If they want a big core, they could go Luna, they could go even Medusa, though we haven't seen that hero much.
I
Mm.
think
This
Terabit
point
is
in the
overall probably
Yeah.
the best pick for that slot right now.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It's
Yeah.
Terrorblade. It's something that does a ton of raw damage, and I feel like you want something
10
with some sort of like
seconds
save
remaining.
mechanism, if that makes sense, because you have a lot of peel, but you don't have like the
5
actual
seconds
sustain,
remaining.
right? So you throw in a Terrorblade. The Luna's okay, but I feel like when Mineski has
Dire
last
team
pick, I'm just not a fan of it. I think you just pick the hero that wins you the game. Give it to Paparazzi and just trust Papa to take it home.
Yeah, the DK ban probably suggests Terrorblade
You want a
as well.
TA here?
Nah, I don't think so. You'd
No?
have to safe lane it. That'd be weird. It's just a standard like hyper carry.
You need a big scaling core.
10
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
I'd be very surprised if they do anything other than Terrorblade.
5 seconds remaining.
Just some hero that gets a BKB is necessary. You could also do something slightly lower in damage output, like a Lifestealer or a Jug. But I think when Mineski has last pick, that's very scary.
Whatever you do, then the
Radiant
hero, if you
team
don't pick
pick.
Terabit, the hero you pick is going to be bad against Terabit. Except for this guy.
Whoa.
It's okay, but I actually see Mineski potentially going for a TA now. I think it could be a very good hero here. And I look at their draft, I feel like they need something that helps them Roche. They need something that can capitalize on all the disable. You
10
need
seconds
an
remaining.
assassin type hero, to use a league term. And I mean, it's Templar
5
assassin, right?
seconds remaining.
And I like TA because TA abuses heroes that rely on long cooldown. Because you die, then you come back, or you get Roshan.
Yeah.
You lose a fight if you have Chrono, that's fine.
Yeah.
Take Roshan, snowball the game.
It's also an incredible matchup in this game. You crush Puck. You can beat a Void throughout the game. It's like a natural item timing where you eventually get, the Blink, the Deso, the BKB, and then you end up with the Orchid Nullifier. And all of a sudden, none of the heroes on Vici have an answer to you. And alternatively, they could go a different route. They could pick something like a Tinker. But I just feel like they want like if you have something that can allow Mushi to play more of this space-making carry, which is what I think he's best on his Gyrocopter, like, I think that's the direction you want to go. So I'd much rather than pick a hero that sort of becomes their win condition.
Templar
You may
Assassin.
now select your heroes.
There it is, the TA.
Wait, nothing to say, Jack and Winter?
What?
What more is there to say?
I know.
You've said it all, Kyle.
He was making
you are the oracle.
He was making the same point as you.
All right, let's do some more Oracle-like things by pulling out the predictions, Jack.
Sure, I would have liked something like a Wraith King in that last pick. I think would have left serious problems for Vici, but I like Vici's draft much more this game. It seems a lot faster as well, so I'm going with Vici.
Winter.
Underlord is my favorite hero, but I don't like Terrorblade. That they didn't finish their draft with Terrorblade, so I'm going with Mineski.
Oh, this is
Wow.
tough.
Okay.
Oh, this isn't a good spot for me.
No.
I did that on purpose because I know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, you either agree with Winter.
Production already put me up there as Mineski. I can't change from that.
All
So I just love the TA. I think Moon's going to be able to take this home. But if the TA falls behind, you know what? I don't know. It can go either way, right? I have no idea where to choose.
But
But
that's true. It can go either way. One of these two teams has to win the game.
if
Kyle,
the
yes.
TA falls behind, they will run out of damage.
Okay.
So if the mid matchup doesn't go, like if TA isn't top net within 10 minutes, they lose. Sorry.
It's changed for you. It's altered.
Can we just make it half and half? I don't know if that's possible.
Get this guy out of here, please.
We don't have the technology right now. Where we do have the technology is in the main arena right now, where our commentary team are waiting to bring you game number 2.
Thank you, Paul. Yep, all the technology we got here. It's Robot Lacoste and myself, Dakota, as we bring you the coverage here. Panel, pretty split yet again here. What do you think about the final pickup, Faceless Void, here for Vici Gaming? Do you think that was the best thing they could go for?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of position 1 Faceless Void because you just rely on that one chrono. I mean, we saw Faceless Voids going for a different kind of builds. I'm not sure what he's going to go for. Probably not. I mean, Battle Fury kind of fallen off because you need hero that wants to get online faster. So probably Mask of Madness, a Shadow Blade, a BKB. He's going to need a BKB definitely. But Mask of Madness could backfire against a hero like a TA. We'll have to see. I mean, he doesn't know what he's going to go for until the game starts. If he's 0-4, he's not going to go for Battle Fury probably. So
Yeah, for sure. We saw Mineski there get a nice early D ward in that top lane. I mean, what Vici do have is, of course, a plethora of team fight their direction. I know through the group stage of this event, Lacoste, we talked about the potency that is the Dark Willow Underlord combo, and even the Puck Dream Coil plus Terrorize is also pretty damn juicy.
yeah, that's so deadly. I love the double root, actually triple root. If you use Pit of Malice, Bramble Maze, then Pit of Malice hits again.
Look at this mid lane. So Underlord versus the TA, not a matchup you see very often.
Yeah, Underlord mitigates a lot of right-click damage from a TA, but it should be in favor of TA.
Yeah.
I mean, she's going to harass him a lot with the Psyblades.
I mean,
Since he's a melee hero.
I guess he's hoping with the trophy aura, he could build up some right-click potential to zone her back, but you know, Moon, I imagine, is going to be sidestepping as much as possible to just get off that lingering Psyblade damage and force this big guy to start chewing through all that early regen. He only has one more shared tango left. Meanwhile, on our side lane matchups, as you can see, it's going to be Fenrir joining the side of Paparazzi, but Ice 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 is kind of putting in the work with the early Caustic.
Just a casual stun on the top lane.
Yeah, just a hi, how you doing? Welcome to the lane. I'm Sandcake. Who the hell are you? I can't see your face.
Puck on the bottom lane, I think it's going to be a great game for Puck. They don't have too many disables. Tusk really bad hero against the Puck. So is Gyro, like using the homing missile. Not too much lockdown for Puck. I love the pickup.
It's a fairy lane here, Dark Willow and the Puck.
Yeah, they have double Fate Shift, but the only thing is that one deals damage.
Very true. Very fairy tale kind of a lane for Vici, and a promising start. Mushi is going to be forced back. I'm curious if they'll make the call for a possible rotation or not. We saw the Rubik step away from the lane to go for the bounty, so Lanham's free to zone back that gyrocopter.
Dark Willow looks like Tinkerbell from
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, yeah, and the Puck looks like some bearded woman from Avatar. I don't know what the hell that is.
I think that's probably the best you could say right there. I didn't even know where you were going to go with that, but Avatar works for me. Top lane under the tower now. Mineski with the full wave. Make their move. They're going for the good doctor. A weak support.
Early Sigil
Yeah,
pickup.
they're slowing him down. Caustic's popping. He tries to give him the old rope-a-dope around the tower as best they can, and it's going to be good enough. He gets the early heal and restores himself. And Jabs is going to pull the wave also.
Yeah, he gets the extra 90 gold from Sigil. Paparazzi.
11. 11 being chased back a bit here from Moon. And he's hanging, man. Look at 11 CS, 12 and 6 to TA's 8 and 7. As the levels come together, he's winning the right-click game.
Yeah, why don't we call 11 just L? If you watch the Stranger Things, he's just going to be L from now on.
See what kind of psychic abilities he could pull out through this mid lane here. TA is going to get that Aquila complete now. Could help a bit. Able to avoid the Firestorm, which should push the lane forward as well. They continue to dance here. Lots of flirting. Going to force TA back to heal on up. Back at bottom, Mushi continues to get zoned back from Lanham here. And even put some attention to the side of Ninja Boogie, who's simply trying to go for the pull. Now the bounty runes are going to pop up, and Lanham should get first dibs on him.
Gyro doesn't even care about getting the homing missile against the puck and the second puck.
Puck 1, puck 2?
Yeah. I mean, in Dark Willow is actually puck 2.0.
Yeah. Puck Supreme. Oh, 11's going to take the bottom bounty rune, it seems. Head back towards the mid lane. I see Jabs as well on the move here. Your Tusk departs from the side of Ice, 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 and he's going to join his friends all the way down south, it would appear. Maybe in hopes of catching little Lanham off guard. Lanham continues to be intrigued with these pulls, trying to at least leech some XP. Ninja drops the ward from the high ground to keep it out of vision.
Not too much happening, sanking stuns.
Fine connection, but there's heavy contention over this side camp here. Oof, yummy. Full pop of the Caustic. That looks and feels so good.
Yeah, the top lane, they don't have too much kill potential. Void went for 2 points in Time Lock. Witch Doctor still no points in Maledict. I guess he's going to get one on level 3.
Okay.
Like you want to have it.
Mini Rocket Barrage here. Some damage onto Ori, but they're feeling pretty good to turn it around with the Cursed Crown. Here comes Jabs, though. I don't think they were suspecting this guy to show up, but they are going to be able to get that finish. On to Little Ninja Boogie. Score the first blood. Lanham will pay the price. Mushi picks that one up.
Yeah, Lanham bought the second Windlace just before he died. They don't stack, but...
One Tranquils, obviously.
One Tranquils, one Yule Scepter.
I like to do that. I like to do that on Coddle. Becomes the fastest man ever if you get the Windlace Tranquil. Very good. Come back with that move speed a bit. Right, Lanham preparing for possibly future rotations. Puts a ward down on one side. We'll see Jabs crossing through the river. And sees him pick up the haste rune too. So this should be a known approach here on the side of Ori. Oh, he's cutting even deeper in.
We see more and more bottle pickups, especially by position 4 heroes and off-laners. I mean, it's not a mid item anymore. Maybe in certain situations, 11 picked up 1 this game, but you see a sanking because it's really hard to take a rune from a sanking, so you basically have 2 runes secured, which is 4 bottle charges. That's a quick math right there. Can't argue with math.
Good EU math, my friend. See Paparazzi get stunned. He's winning the CS game at the moment, 41-5 to Sand Kings 29-4 on the other side. Here comes a rocket. Looks like he finally put a level into it, but it's Mushi in trouble because Fenrir shows up. He's got coconuts to play with. Going for the finish. They'll finally get it done.
Yeah, they can't do anything on top, so Witch Doctor rotates bottom where he can actually get the kills. On the top lane, he's just taking away XP from Faceless Void, and with the build that he went for, 2 in stun and 1 in heal, he actually contributes a lot to that bottom lane.
Ice, 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 though, will continue to get a lot of farm on his Sand King. It looks like he's just going to go straight for that Blink Dagger, and I wager they're going to want to put it to use right away. Meanwhile, mid lane, 11. Nice trap out from Jabs with the shards, and him and Moon will tag team down the Big Pig. And now we're even, 2-2. Moon says, I'll take it.
Yeah,
and he even takes the sentry.
Yeah, good rotation from Tusk. Underlord, no points in ulti. I assume he's gonna get 1 point later on, at least on level 7, so he can come back. They don't have the burst damage with the TA, even if she has refraction. He burns the charges with the Firestorm, and then they don't have enough firepower to take him quickly.
Lanham got the 1 bounty, but they may have seen Ninja Boogie pick up that Invisorin with that high ground ward. Something I'm sure they're going to be communicating about. Fenrir's just above, farming through those camps, but it looks like Ninja Boogie's going to go all the way towards the mid lane. Maybe hopeful. 1 trap pop, 1 shard, nice connection. And with Ninja Boogie,
it's going to take a lot of time to kill him.
And a rotation's coming here from the puck. She has coil, but not going to be able to get anything off. Orbs on 4, but there's the coil. Connection on to 2. Paparazzi. He doesn't even care if he catches his team under the bubble. He just wants to go for the kills. Gets 1. Jabs. Also going to be brought down. Tried to go for the TP, but a good coconut from Fenrir. Locks him in his spot. Good rotations. Coming out from Vici and a good response play.
Yeah, they should be careful about going on Underlord. It takes a lot of time to kill it, but the top lane, tanking, just pushing the creep wave, pressuring the tower.
See Boogie, telekinesis to low ground. Can he go in somehow for a deny? Take me out, Satyr. Satyrs, take me. He wants it. Can he get it? No. Fenrir going to pick that one up.
He missed the Shadow Realm hit.
All right, Vici Gaming string together a good couple of kills and pull themselves ahead now 5-3 with a minor net worth advantage. Top lane, we're seeing a back and forth. Ice, 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 just a couple of hundred away from finishing out that Blink Dagger. But, you know, it's got to be something that Vici Gaming are privy to. The second they see the Sand King go off the map, they have to know something is fishy.
Yeah, this Sand King has a Blink Dagger. Epicenter is up. The rotation is already there, so they just need to lock him down. He's going to cast the Epi probably on the creep wave.
Here we go.
He's going in.
The Sandstorm doo-doo-doo is out. Move in with the Epi.
Not enough.
Oh, he time walks away. They don't have enough burst to get the finish.
Oh, that's a lot of commitment.
That's
and they don't get it.
Epi Blink debut. 3-on-1. Not working out. Paparazzi will walk on back, but he'll walk with his life. Meanwhile, trouble could come to Mushi on the bottom lane, possibly.
Oh, Mushi doesn't have a TP.
Yeah, he's stuck behind the tower here. It's something they may have spotted. Fenrir plants a sentry, knows that there's no vision. Meanwhile, mid lane, 11. Gonna get chunked down. Nice solo pick there for Moon.
Yeah, this TA is getting out of control slowly. 5,000 net worth already. I mean, Gyro is a hero that comes back into the game easily, even if pressured. There are no stacks for him, but he can fight. That's the big thing about him.
They want Gyro. They sent in an orb earlier. Now Lanham goes in. He gets spotted. Tries to set out with the Shadow Realm. Gets hit with the stun from Ice, Ice, Ice. Sandstorm, Lanham is got to be dead, right? Tower?
Mana.
Oh!
He has mana. Yep.
Don't follow up. Stuns there. Got very excited over that magic wand pop. But Lanham not going to be able to make it away. Good rotation from Ice, Ice, Ice.
Yeah, Sand King is one of the better heroes against Dark Willow. So is Tusk. Like, you block him with the shards, so he stays in Shadow Realm, and you can also use Snowball on the creeps or another hero just to stun him if he tries the TP out with the Shadow Realm TP.
Looks like a little bit of a lane swap up here. 11 has joined the party on the bottom lane, and Ori going to be hanging out mid. Ori hoping to get a finish of his own Blink Dagger here. It's Blinks for everybody. Blink now complete for Moon too.
And they want to keep this fast-paced at this moment, even though gold advantage is slightly in favor of Vici Gaming. Okay, so Puck has a Blink Dagger as well. That's going to be a huge item for Vici.
They're going to hide it. Look to make a debut with it, I imagine, as it flies out. Curious what their best target may be here. As Mushi's stepped away from the bottom lane, he'll farm through the jungle side, leaving Ice, Ice, Ice to fend for himself. Caught between a couple of Vici Gaming members. Snowball, though. And a nice save from Jabs. All things out. Ice will be able to bottle his way out from potential trouble.
Yeah, they are grouping up on the bottom lane. They want to use that puck Blink Dagger, and Chronosphere is up with the Mask of Madness flying to
mid lane.
Faceless Void.
11. Ninja Boogie with a stolen time leap there. Steals the Firestorm now. And here comes Puck to that mid lane.
That's the best spell he can steal.
Jabs is on the low ground. They see him right there. Very awkward. They just hit him with the root, hit him with the silence, hit him with the orb. And, well, with the assistance coming in from Lanham, they'll get the swift finish. Jabs just kind of in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Meanwhile, Bottom bringing the base. Ice and company are able to help get the finish on the Paparazzi, and now it's Ice in trouble. There's the Maldic, there's the Cursed Crown. He stuns right back onto Lanham here, but he's done for.
Yeah, meanwhile, they're putting a lot of pressure on the mid tower, and top lane is being pushed. Gyro should get a TP and try to be into this fight. So just with the cooldown, I like how no one plays. Even if he's pressured in a lane, he's always active with the Gyro, just that zoning cooldown that he uses. They're standing on top of a ward. On a mid lane, that's not going to get de-warded. This is one of my favorite wards. When you want to pressure the mid tower, it gives you vision of their high ground, and it also gives vision behind the tower. So you can see those supports, especially Sanking with a Blink Dagger where he is positioning himself.
Engine out here, we see Moon farming his way nearby under the Vici Gaming board. He's queued up the Deso. Enough for at least one hammer. He's looking to go for that heavy damage burst potential.
Yeah, if Vici Gaming takes a fight and they use a Chrono, it opens up the Roche for Mineski. Once TA gets that Deso.
Jump for Paparazzi here. Follow up Rocket. We'll find connection, but Mineski don't even want to bother pursuing that. He's got a Chrono, and they have no other way to kind of stop him, it looks like, so they just go elsewhere.
Ninja Boogie is doing a good job just defending the towers with that stolen Firestorm and the Fade Bolt.
Yeah. A lot of out spam. Uh-oh. Well, looked like they were thinking about making a move on Ninja Boogie. They dropped the maze. Fenrir's on the other side covering the exit, but it looks like Ninja found another way out. A TP. He'll head towards the mid lane. They even commit the scan to see if he's still there. Obviously, that will come up negative. But look at the approach possibly coming into the mid lane. Sand King with that Blink Dagger. But there is Paparazzi hiding within the trees. Looks like he doesn't want to hang around. Time walks away. 11 to the high ground here.
And they have a good vision on side of Mineski.
Epi, jump in. Goes for the kill onto Lanham. Lanham gets the Shadow Realm off. He doesn't have enough on his own to go for the finish, and now he's going to be the one in a bit of trouble. Oh, spoke too soon. Jab steps in with the shards and will help get the takedown. But there's the Chrono. There's a Death Ward. And that should be an easy twofer, but Snowball will slow things down a bit. He's going up and above.
Oh, nice play.
Yep.
But,
oh, it's cute. But it's not going to be enough to survive.
So now that the Chrono is down, what does Rubik have? Well, nothing. I thought that he has a Firestorm maybe. With the stolen Firestorm and the Deso pickup on a TA, two of them can just kill the Roche alone.
Yeah, Deso almost complete here for the TA.
We've seen a couple of times throughout the DAC that 11's Underlord gets shut down, but he still manages to come back into the game. He's sitting on 6.5k net worth, has a hood, has a Vanguard. Once he gets that Crimson Guard, it's going to mitigate a lot of the damage from a Flak Cannon and a TA.
A lot of Vici members in this mid lane. Maybe thinking about approach. They draw out what looks like a possible smoke rotation, and it gets pinged. A trap right behind the tower gives him the vision. And Mineski will take a very cautious approach to these lanes. Oh, here we go. A bit of a taxi service, it looks like. To the bottom, and right on top of the head of Mushi. Oh man, Mushi doesn't know what the hell hit him.
Yeah, that's nicely played. But they can go for objectives. They don't have any kind of tower damage on side of Vici at this moment. Yes, Underlord has 80 damage from a trophy aura, but it's really hard. They need to take a fight before they can go for objectives.
Mineski with a smoke themselves now, looking to respond, knowing that a lot of Vici could be towards the bottom half of the lane. They're looking to make a jump and a hard shot in for 11. We see the Deso going to work, but they don't want to keep moving forward. The root from the Pit of Malice fending them off, and once the rotations come, they do not want to press their luck.
Fenrir trying to TP out.
I got to get spotted from Ice, Ice, Ice. He gets stunned up. Fenrir, though, going for a solo kill himself. Now he's just in a bit of an awkward spot. Uh-oh. Tries to continue to hide through the trees, but they'll eventually get him. Fenrir had a 3-kill streak. He'll hand over to Mushi.
And that's going to get him closer to the BKB, where he can actually fight with it. Just a casual Yasha into BKB, a lot of magical damage on side of Vici. Everything they have pretty much is magical, besides some right clicks from Faceless Void and Witch Doctor Ward.
So would that mean we're going to be seeing maybe even a BKB come out from Moon, too? As
Yeah,
next
I think he needs it. As a third item, definitely.
He stands guard towards this top tier 1. We see Paparazzi on the other side. Also going to be going for a BKB. Already has that Mask of Madness here. He has Chrono up and ready to work with if they'd like. And I'm seeing some movements towards this mid lane. Cooldowns are at the ready here for Vici Gaming. Oh, this Underlord is getting pretty yoked too. I see a Crimson Guard and a Hood.
Yeah, they don't have too much burst damage. They need to commit both Sanking and DA plus a Gyro to kill him. Like Underlord has almost 70% win rate at this tournament, which is pretty amazing. He was picked around 17, 18 times.
And as mentioned by the panel, undefeated in the hands of Vici Gaming. See if they can keep that streak alive here. Continuing to spam out the mid lane pressure, his jabs, while rotations from the rest of his team towards this bottom lane. A pursuit from Vici. Lanham with that early blink pickup again. Jumping in, looking to make the go. Ninja steals the coil. Puts it right back onto him, but obviously not going to be able to make it away. We'll have to just take that one on the chin.
Yeah, we still have to see the combo. Dark Willow, Terrorize to snap the coil, plus Underlord ulti on, Underlord Firestorm on top of that.
Yep. And back to the mid lane comes Vici Gaming. I think they're ready to take some more towers if possible. And they make their slow approach, warding across the side, letting 11 be the battering ram here. And Mineski are coming to attendance now. We'll have to see what kind of possible defense they can pull out if they so choose. Ice, Ice, Ice position. He's behind him, waiting. In top lane, Moon is going for a tier 3.
Oh, that's a lot of damage on that tower. Underlord using ulti. Can they catch someone?
Oh, they may have. Meanwhile, Moon, turns around and blows up Lanham. Paparazzi not having it. Jumping in. Will be able to get the Chrono grab onto Moon, and with the assisted Death Ward, they will go for the finish. Got to say, though, Moon definitely putting in some work on the Vici Gaming there.
Yeah, it's still a good trade for
Epicenter. Ice, Ice, Ice. He wants his own bit of vengeance here. Paparazzi gets kicked, gets punched, but not even needing to jump away. He just puts his focus back onto the Tusk now and will take him down. Mineski having a hard time following through with these jump-ins this game.
Yeah, I thought they were just going to take the tier 1 mid tower and be happy with it. Look at the damage dealt on that tier 3 tower. 800 damage.
Vici Gaming need to kind of take note of that. You do not want to let this TA do her thing on those side lanes. Because of all that added pressure, she is very close to finishing out that BKB. Counting runes for everybody here. Thought things out. A Lotus now queued up for Ice, Ice, Ice. More utility build up like we saw in the previous game.
Yeah, Mineski was preparing for tier 1 and tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. Look at the wards coming out, but they were taking the different fights, so these wards are gonna pretty much die in the next minute.
Yeah. As Chrono's down, you'd think this was a window of opportunity for Mineski to maybe go on the prowl for something, but again, it looks like they're just going to be playing with the clock here a bit. They are winning the net worth game.
Oh, the ward is being pinged by Ninja Boogie again. Vici Gaming plays the same ward all over again between the Ancients and the Roche. This is their go-to Roche ward.
Something Mineski will continue to punish. Butterfly next here for Mushi, looks like. He goes in for the Ancient Camp. Vici are thinking that they have a free will to maybe head that direction. Scans out from Radiant, but it's not being crossed just yet.
Yeah, there's that stolen Firestorm.
Yep, and then they go right to work on the Roche. And he's falling pretty fast here, but approach from Vici now. All these traps, look at all the traps in that mid lane.
They have 2 10-second BKB. If somehow they don't get caught in Chronosphere 2 or 3 heroes, I think Mineski got this fight.
Call down committed in the mid lane, just trying to keep the creeps back. Slowing them down as best they can. They'll be able to finish them off with the assistance of that trap.
That's a Solar Crest on Underlord. Missed chance against the TA plus that extra armor. It's going to be really hard to take him down. They should just try to control him in this fight.
Moon.
Has a BKB.
Yep, has to use it to avoid that cursed crown. And he'll have to use that BKB defensively for its debut to make it away from trouble. Meanwhile, Ice spots Paparazzi, just gives him the old Yules. And now Vici are like, huh, look at this Roche. It's got some damage on it.
Oh, it's a double damage.
And I got a double damage, yeah. Let's go. TPs are coming. Smoke's there. It was behind that ward. I don't think they saw it. They drop the sentry now and they see the ward, and they'll take care of it. It looks like they're not going to make a smooth approach in. Stuns on to Paparazzi. Are Mineski going to pull the trigger here? Oh, they spotted out Epi. On the one side, they're going to go right in for the Tusk. The Roche gets finished. It is going to get picked up from Paparazzi. Jump all the way across. Fenrir commits to the death ward. Quickly canceled there from Ice. Nice job. The chase is on for Moon. Paparazzi can't find a target. Needs to head the other side. Mineski just really splitting him up right now. Oh, Ninja Boogie moving right on in. Dropping his own Firestorm. Follow-up. Burrow.
There's the Aegis.
They're going to get the pop of the Aegis on Paparazzi. They're looking to go for 11, but he is so tanky. What the hell with that Crimson Guard? Shrugs off the damage.
Another 2-man stun.
Damn, Ice setting it up right now. Snowball, he brings the crew together, but right into a Chronosphere. Ice got the Yule, slows down Paparazzi. Uppercut onto the big guy. We'll get the finish on 11. Lanham back in action, moving in. Moon pops that BKB.
They want
Looks to make
Void.
chase. They have the trap down. Lanham will get dropped. Paparazzi will manage to survive, the lone survivor at the end of the day.
If you look at the positioning from Mineski, they didn't want to clump up at the Roche pit at this choke point, so they get 2 or 3-man Chronosphere. Also, again, Ice with the godly sanking 3-man into 2-man Burrow strikes. Yep. And before the fight even started, he took down Lanham on the Dark Willow, so they were not afraid of that terrorize combo that they have.
And that will earn them also a tier 2 takedown in the mid lane. And Moon's moving forward. Also, top lane pressure here as we see potential trouble. Silence is there. A Yules will be forced out from Ori. And he'll be able to make it back inside the safety of his base.
Yeah, they can be really aggressive when Chrono is down. That's their team fight tool. Level 17, once he gets level 18, it's going to go down to 110. Oh, so basically less than 2 minutes.
Oh, we've seen this story before. Pressure from Mineski, forcing Vici back inside. Vici, a very patient kind of a team, though. We'll look and wait for their possible openings. They need time, though, before these cooldowns are ready from that previous engagement. And looking for some more items. Paparazzi moving his way forward and into the Mjolnir.
Well, they might catch Void. Positioning from Sanking, has that Epi. He's pinging it out.
Oh, he just time walked into the lane.
There's Epi coming.
Here it comes. Boom! Moves in, and here comes the uppercut, and see you later, Mr. No Face.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Gyro used a BKB, but all right, that's a big kill for Mineski.
Maybe just fear of a terrorize or something coming in from those back lines. I'm not too sure, but they're playing it safe. 11, trying to make it away to the Dark Rift, but you ain't going anywhere, sir. 2 takedowns now. Both of them belong to Mushi, and here comes Mineski now through this bottom lane, and a tier 2 will be theirs. They 50 seconds.
Yeah, nothing to stop the push since Underlord is dead. Do they have a buybacks?
No.
No one has a buyback.
No buybacks here. I don't know if Mineski know that or not, but they can move into the high ground and get some nice damage onto this tier 3. Here they go. Moon begins to go to work. Jump in from Ori, trying to slow them down. Hits the rift, orbs away. Moon don't care.
They still have 20 seconds to work with.
Mushi easily wipes out the wave. I think this tier 3 is done for. Yep. Jump in. Ori trying again to slow them down. Does get Moon pretty low. I think Mineski are just going to play it safe. They take the tier 3 and they'll walk away.
Well, Vici Gaming has a good comeback potential. Once Puck gets that Aghanim Scepter, 2k gold away. And if they use Terrorize that pierces through the BKB, I think Faceless Void and Underlord will have enough damage. But it's all looking good for Mineski right now.
Paparazzi tries to TP in, gets hit with an instant telekinesis, and they will get the swift finish onto Ninja Boogie. A man who's trying to hang around, maybe get some extra vision down. We'll tank it. And Mineski going coast to coast. Could be caught along the way. Now a spot on the jabs. Catch him with the Yules. Curse Crown. And they'll take the twofer.
Now, he had time to use the snowball. He couldn't use it first because he was rooted and silenced, but afterwards he might have bought time and blinked out.
But looking to split things up here. See Moon to the bottom lane. 11, of course, going to be there to defend things out. As they do that, Ice will push the top lane. Mushi takes care of the mid. All lanes.
Yeah, all lanes are pushed out. He's even pushing out with the trap, so that's why Vici can't take the fights that they want to take. They will need to use the smoke, but if they're not defending their tier 3s, Mineski knows something is up. Look at the tower on top, 300 HP only.
Would be their second tier 3 if Mineski can finish it. While we look at the other side, still tier 1 standing for Mineski. Vici can't really seem to cross the river at the moment. And full defensive duty, it seems. All right. Orchid we see on the TA.
Yeah, that's a full Bloodthorn, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Bloodthorn.
And immediate smoke. Yeah, they can, once she gets the Nullifier, she can blow up either Void or Puck in those fights.
Cautious approach towards the mid lane. They ping out 11. Probably not the best target they want to just unload everything onto.
They want to go with Sanking Stun, follow up with the Walrus Punch.
The Boogie walking in, the frontliner, Dark Rift, he steals it.
He's going to jump in, cancels it.
They cancel it, and Ninja tries to use Dark Rift himself. Man, if he made it out, that would have been great, but okay, counterplay. Mineski jumping right in, leading with the Ice stun. Coil on the return, going to get dropped. Ninja Boogie looking to buy back. Chrono from Paparazzi earns him the finish on the Tusk, and now he's going to be forced to run out the other side. Vici on the retreat. Happy with that. Catch out the grab on the Ice.
Yeah, they spent way too much time trying to go for that Underlord. They should have just backed and let the Ninja Boogie die. I mean, he even bought back in that fight. They could have bought back and just re-engage if they wanted to. They tried to focus the Void with Sanking Stun and Walrus Punch, just so TA can kill him, but there was a good silence from Puck. Let's see that again.
Yeah, here Paparazzi in a pretty good position to wait things out, not committing too heavy. But as they already bring him down, that's when Mineski decided to jump in. They unload everything they can to Paparazzi, but yeah, BKB time walk out. And you see Mushi there, can't really find a good opportunity to commit, so he just has to bail.
So it's a 6k gold lead for Mineski, but it doesn't feel that much. Now that the Puck has Aghanim Scepter, this is a game changer. Plus, they also got the gem.
Ag's Coil Terrorize combo. with a cherry on top being your Underlord sounds delicious. Through the jungle front here for Vici. Have that deep vision down now. Good spot out Mineski. His approach, oh, just as I say that, jabs. He'll take that ward.
So this is their frontliner now, Underlord with Shiva's Guard, which will provide them vision they need to pull off the combo.
I mean, your Mineski, I assume you're looking to ignore this guy as best you can when the fights break out, or is it of the importance to actually try to take him out?
They can take him out with the Bloodthorn, but they need to break him as well. So once Nullifier comes online, they can easily go for Underlord, but they should be careful about Chrono, of course. You need to also focus Void with the Eul Scepter, with the stun.
Void, by the way, finishes out that MKB. He now has an answer from Mushi's Butterfly. And any other possible evasion. Suddenly, Vici feeling a bit more comfortable. They have all lanes pushed back.
20 seconds until Roche spawns. It's really hard to fight into Underlord, Dark Willow, Faceless Void lineup in the Roche pit.
Yeah. I don't know if Mineski's best interest is to continue to just split pressure the map as best as possible, trying to spread Vici Gaming thin. But certainly something they got to be privy to. Mineski got to know that Vici want this Roche. Vici already smoked up. Scouting out Mineski's turf here. Going to plant some wards for that eventual Roche. And they're going to also need to have a sentry near the pit if they want to deal with a lot of these traps and that bit of vision.
Now Mineski knows that Roche spawned.
And look at them. Right in Vici's territory. Oh.
They can see Lanham.
Yep. Do they want to jump onto Lanham, though? There's a lot that could be waiting behind her. Oh, Lanham actually jumps in. Mineski don't want this. They split apart. It's frantic right now. Maybe a move. Nice coil. Catches the 2 cores, and they're forced to man up and try to go into the bug. But Paparazzi steps in, gets the chrono onto the 2 of them. The Firestorm on top as well, and they get the finish onto Mushi. He's the first to go down, and they're going to get as well the takedown of Moon.
Mushi should buy back. Yeah, there it comes. Everyone buy back. So this is definitely a Roche fight. Another. They know that the Chronosphere is down.
Uh-oh. Ice, ice, ice on the high ground here. Spots him over. Oh, he tried to go for the 2-man. They only get Fenrir. They pop the dust. There's the cooldown. Fenrir's going to get dropped. Paparazzi jumping back in. Looks to get the focus onto the Sand King. Begins to knock him apart. But Mushi back into play now. BKB and loads the damage. And they'll get the finish onto 3. The crowd is silenced once again.
Yeah, that's the Spirit Vessel charge on Underlord. He can't regen. All of that regen is pretty much useless and deals a ton of damage. Gyro is going to pick up that Aegis, or maybe actually TA. TA is a better Aegis carrier at this point, and just give Gyro the cheese. Both of them bought back. This is what I was talking about. When the chrono is down, they can easily take a fight, and even if it needs, they just buy back and get that Roche.
Certainly feels worth it now. As you were talking about, Moon is going to be the one to take the Aegis. Mushi, he gets the cheese, and it's Gouda. Now moving forward, Mineski, not the biggest window of time to work with. Underlord 30 seconds, but I don't even think they're going to be able to find a high ground approach. So they'll just take the opportunity to farm through Vici's side, get some vision down.
They should get maybe on supports, on a Sand King, on a Tusk, get the Aeon Disc against the Chronosphere. It's so good.
And obviously, because of the buyback spent, it's going to take more time if Moon wants to finish that Nullifier. Very valuable.
Seems like Vici Gaming wants to smoke. They want to make something happen. If they get, let's say, Gyro and TA, even though they have Cheese and Aegis, they're going to have that extra time added to the timer, right? Respawn time.
All right, Sand King to push out that mid lane. Here comes Vici, cautiously approaching up into the high ground. Positioning, though, from Moon. He hides within those trees. Blinks away.
They can see Fenrir.
Yes.
Oh, doesn't block.
Almost got him trapped. Mercy for Fenrir. And a prompt takedown of the high ground ward. Oh, Ori steps in to get the sentry, but the ward already gone. And Vici don't want any of it. So not their ideal approach with that smoke.
I'm not sure if stupid or mind games. Like, they keep placing the exact same ward.
This is our ward.
Like, this
right
could be
about
some
it,
serious mind games going on. Like, they can't deward if I place it 5 times, right?
Yeah. Eventually, they just will assume it's not going to be there again,
It
right?
didn't get dewarded, so Witch Doctor's actually doing a good job just placing there all over again. He even placed it a couple of times in game number 1.
All right, Moon to the other side here. Looks like almost enough money for the Sacred Relic. And they'll take the opportunity, it looks like, to siege out the shrine.
You know what they say? If it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid.
That's right. But it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I don't know who the American Sancheng would be to write about it, though, if Vici Gaming were to win this whole tournament.
Probably PPD.
That would be hilarious. And Mineski, again, just dropping some vision down here. Vici forced indoors, but their cooldowns are back now. And we've seen how much potential Vici can work once everything is up and at the ready here. Oh, jabs. Comes 11. He's the safe one to kind of scout things out. He's big and slow, but you can see what's coming.
We are getting close to level 25 talents. Gyro, level 24.5. With that homing missile charges, he could lock down a couple of the heroes of Vici Gaming. Thanking level 20.
Oh, jump in. Telekinesis. Firestorm stolen from Boogie. And he uses it right back, giving 11 a taste of his own medicine. A little bit of footsie. See Ice, Ice, Ice. He's waiting on that side. He's charging up the epi, moves in, gets 2. Boogie tops it up with a Firestorm.
That's
Paparazzi jumps in, but he's only got
Has
one.
the cheese.
And he's but one man. Boogie steals the chrono, locks down the puck. And Paparazzi, I don't think he can do it alone. They only walked out 4. Buyback now to come out from the Underlord, and it's just the 2 of them for the defense. They're only able to take out the gyrocopter, but Moon, he can swing.
Another great initiation by a Sanking. Who has a buyback? Underlord bought back.
Only the Witch Doctor.
Void has one. Yeah, so Chrono is down. And again, they're threatening the Raxes. Also great play by Rubik there, just stealing the... First, he stole the Firestorm, which he used on Underlord, which is percentage-based damage. So that's a lot of damage dealt on Underlord.
Oh.
And then zoning Chrono.
Jump in, Ninja Boogie, telekinesis setup. They're looking to lock down and mute the Faceless Void. Can they finish him off in time? I mean, Jabs is committing hard, but they can't quite get it done. He'll be forced to step back inside, and now we're seeing returns come out from Vici Gaming. A rotation to come in from Lanham. He wants to blink forward and get the catch. That Sigil, though, slows him down a bit.
Aegis regeneration on TA.
Bramble Maze gets the catch onto Jabs. Paparazzi looking to go for the follow-up. Pops his BKB, his snowball towards the little satyr. I think Jabs is going to have to pay the price here, and he will.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time locking down this Faceless Void. 25 backtrack for the memes. 2 siege creeps on the bottom lane, though. I mean, they're not going to take the melee Raxes, but they took down the ranged ones.
And they're doing some work.
Healable damage.
Shouts to Grant, the Lord. Vici taking some shots inside their home turf. Mineski will walk away with the wins, and they have a huge net worth advantage at the moment, 11K.
Yeah, they couldn't lock down Faceless Void because TA was lacking damage because she had to have Nullify in her inventory. Had the 1 slot for Aegis, so Desolator was in a backpack.
Oh, jump here and an approach. They're committing the chrono to get Ice, Ice, Ice.
That's a gem.
Thwat, thwat, thwat. With the bat. Faceless Void easily able to right-click down the Scorpion. And Lanham, he'll pocket that gem.
Eon Disc, buddies. That's the item against the Faceless Void.
Anyone bought it yet? Doesn't look like it. But
I think Lanham has one. Soon. Yeah, he only needs the energy booster.
Right, Vici Gaming cuts down the lead just a little bit, but we'll get them in a better, more comfortable position, certainly with the access to the gem, to be able to maintain order on their side of the map and get back into the farming grind a bit. Mineski, is it in their best interest to go back to taking it slow and we just wait out for the next Roche?
Well, it's a problem for them because Templar Assassin is 6 slotted now, and the hero doesn't scale. She doesn't get much stronger than this.
Magnum's pick up on Paparazzi now, just to have that chrono pretty much for every fight.
Yeah, it's 1 minute, 50 seconds less cooldown.
I mean, if you're committing a chrono in a fight, yeah, it's like you'll pretty much have it for every hefty team engagement. I mean, unless he does buy back, of course. Have to go on a quick defense.
We might see MMA Tusk again. Aghanim Scepter queued up for Tusk, so he can kick people around. Like you can kick, if Void jumps in, tries to cast a chrono, you can maybe have enough time to kick him. Not in the nuts, but I don't know where he kicks him actually.
Uh-oh, jump in, Ori, silence, gets the catch onto Boogie, tags the Shrine, tries to slide uphill, can't quite make it, but still it has enough space between himself and Vici to make it away. That was a smoke Dark Rift towards the top lane. Now eyes on the Roche.
6,000 gold on Templar Assassin, but like she's running out of the item slots. That's the problem.
Certainly at her peak. Got to be curious where she goes from here. Queues up a Silver Edge. Silver Edge break the...
Yes, Underlord.
No, I was actually thinking the Faceless Void talent. Backtrack? Does it work like that?
I'm not sure. It shouldn't. Like, you can't break talents.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it was once a passive, you know what I mean? Here comes,
like he breaks your GPM talent and suddenly you're not getting gold.
I mean, it used to be a passive, so it's like a weird kind of an interaction, but you're certainly probably right on that one. But yeah, for a Trophy Aura, that will be handled. Mineski continue the pressure towards that weaker bottom lane of Vici Gaming, so they'll be forced to pull someone back to deal with it. But, you know, Dark Rift is up again. If Vici Gaming want to move and make their proper turn. Now, looking like Vici Gaming in more control of the map.
And they're just keeping the buybacks. Void doesn't have enough gold. 300 gold away, and 11 is on cooldown. So next Roche will spawn in less than a minute. That's going to be where the fight starts. Eon is picked up on Dark Willow, so this hero is hard to kill. I mean, if they can remove the nullifier, sorry, the Eon Disc effect with the nullifier when it procs.
Yeah. Mushi grabs a DD rune. Mineski may be anxious to put it to work. He still has that cheese. Well, cheese and Satanic could almost give him 2 lives. Very cautious respect from both sides here. Vici not looking to kind of throw too much away at this point. A lot of caution.
There's another gem picked up by Rubik. They're going into the Roche pit, so lanes are again pushed out on the side of Mineski.
They could get this super fast with the DD, with the TA. Oh, long orb though. They spawn it now. They're trying to head there as fast as they can. Coil dropped inside the pit. Anna terrorized with the BKB. Moon. Chrono. Oh, the Chrono! If he can get to the other side, he'll grab it. Paparazzi picks it up. And he begins to right-click down Moon. He, though, is now going to be stunned up. Can he make it away? Follow-up stuns there. And they'll get Paparazzi down. The Aegis is going to be expended. But Mineski eating hard shots. A full death ward from Fenrir doing work on Mineski. Mushi got to be finished off. Moon hiding within the pit. Oh, shows himself. And they'll be there. dropping down the fire swarm, but they managed to get Paparazzi down. With the assistance coming in from Jabs, now locked within the pit. Very awkward trade here. Jabs throws out the punches, but will ultimately be brought down.
Wow, what a chrono there. So they managed to pick up Aegis and the Cheese. Void Cheese refresher. I think it was picked up by a Sanking. I think I saw double stun. I'm not sure though. Buybacks coming out from Mineski.
Here we go, Vici Gaming, another back and forth game. This was once, what, an 11K net with advantage for Mineski. Vici take reign again and begin to push things on forward. Tier 2 in trouble.
Yeah, sadly they did not have enough damage to kill the Roche that fast.
It was so close. A nail biter. Now Mineski going to be tested on the high ground, but oh, here we go, right into action here with the epicenter. Almost enough. There's enough to get that finish onto 11 and quickly Vici disperse. Uh-oh, Fenrir. He's got the invis.
He pulled out the Chappie, but he TP'd out.
He's gone. And that could have been a lot worse for Vici, but they'll take that.
So that's 3 buybacks committed from Mineski. Let's take at that Roche fight again.
See both Mushi and Moon committing hard at one point. Coil comes in. Mushi wants to turn. And if maybe he committed a bit more damage on that Roche in that moment, that could have made the difference. But no, he wanted to turn and allow Moon to go for it instead. But that was the difference there. And now they're a bit split up, and Mushi, look at that full death ward coming out. He does manage to eat the cheese, but he's just locked in a pit of death. Nowhere to go. He couldn't do anything.
Oh.
Wonderfully done from Vici.
Sadly for Mineski. If Mushi was in the pit, just 2 more right clicks, they could have picked up all the items that Roshan dropped.
Mineski not too wavered here. Already back on the Vici front, looking to use this timing, I guess, while the Underlord's down to pressure the lanes. He does have a buyback available to him, otherwise he's out for 40 seconds on the sidelines.
Gyro has a Blink Dagger, so I guess he wants to blink out. Once Void tries to go in on him, so he can blink out. So that's the only reason I can think of.
Yeah. Blink BKB in optimal flat canning position. It feels more defensive at this point.
So Rubik with the Aghanim Scepter, if he steals Puck Coil, that could make the difference. Maybe even a Death Ward if positioning is good. Like the items are gonna start to pile up on the Puck. That 420 Blaze at the GPM talent. Already Dagon 5.
And a Scythe to come in the future too. And at the rate, he's getting gold. It's not going to take too long. Mushi keeps the pressure going though. Some illusions towards the top lane. And a couple of siege units is going to have to be dealt with here by Vici.
TA sold her Blink Dagger, so she's not going to cut into the back lines, has that Silver Edge. They have a gem already. Like you have, what, 3 heroes on side of Vici who have the GPM talent. You have 90 on Dark Willow, you have 120 on Witch Doctor and 420 on Puck. Do the math.
90, 90, 420. What is that, 600, right?
More.
Oh, 90. I'm thinking 80, 80. I don't know math. Why would you do that? Don't put that on me.
Because NA math, man. That
Oh, wait, 99? I was...
630, man. That should be correct. I mean, I love to talk about the numbers. MMR is just a number. 35.99 for Pajarkana is just a number.
69 is your favorite number. Jump in from Ori here. Long orb to possibly get the catch on the Jabs. And also a Chrono. Get that Walrus out of here. Ninja Boogie steals a Chrono. and then quickly tries to slide away, and he gets the courier.
So that's Puck has a buyback, so that's he's gonna save it, and has enough gold to actually buy Sight of White. So needs a couple of more minutes to have a buyback and the Sight. The problem is that the cores on Mineski, they don't scale that well anymore. Gyro is pretty much full. Well, he needs to get rid of that Blink Dagger, obviously, and the TA is not gonna get any stronger. So if this game drags for another 10-15 minutes, the GPM talents are gonna kick in, and I'm not sure about Mineski.
Oh no! Ice walks right into a Hex, and he is evaporated.
Yeah, he sold Veil and went for a Hex. Has buyback in 90 gold, which is gonna come in 2 seconds.
Move in from Vici now. Ice was kind of a little casual on that approach. I thought he was going to make some moves happen from the high ground, but waddled himself right into trouble.
Divine Rapier. He is Divine one player right now.
I like that. Well, will Vici be prepared for it?
He sold Boots. Has that Blink Dagger still.
Well, makes more sense now. Needs some sort of mobility. And a smoke play. Looks like Mineski might try to catch Vici maybe with their pants down in this Rapier. While Vici continues to circle around Roche's hood. Paparazzi has an Invis rune. And they will make their approach to the mid lane. Here we go. Vici Gaming for their first time will really make a high ground siege. And Mineski will be tested on their high ground defense. Mushi with the Rapier.
Sanking doesn't have a buyback still for another minute and 20 seconds.
He's out 30 seconds. Until then, jump in Ninja Boogie with a stolen chrono. Oh no! Hex on the Mushi before he can get the BKB off. Now he pops it. The paparazzi!
He gets
That's
it!
the blink! That's the blink buy right there. And 11 says, guys, we gotta go!
And they are out. Oh man, that Blink Dagger, huh?
Woo! The investment paid off.
Mushi, quick fingers. But what's next? No, like even if they, well, they're gonna need to fight around the Roche. Roche will respawn in 2 minutes. Like everyone is so jacked on Vici Gaming. Look at the Underlord, 64 armor, 76% physical damage resistance. Wow.
Yeah, unless they break them down, that is going to be a real tough cookie to crack. Vici now way back and away, waiting inside. Do not want to risk Mineski making a hard approach with a Rapier, it seems, but waiting out for the smoke.
They have double Shivas. Dark Willow blinking in, using Shivas, and the Shadow Realm just to provide vision for the Faceless Void.
Uh-oh.
Double damage.
Right in the middle. Somebody wants it. Oh! A valiant jump in from Drabs to grab it himself. Ninja Boogie stolen with the Dark Rip takes his party all the way back home.
But Ice died. I didn't see where he died. He doesn't. Okay, he has a buyback right now.
It's like he ended up popping inside the base. Maybe the hefty Maldic damage would appear. But with the Roche still down, Vici just parade themselves down this mid lane and look to go for round 2 here. All right, stolen Firestorm, Ninja. And they easily can clear out these waves. Oh, let's check this replay here of that moment. Jabs refuses to let Paparazzi get this. But I want to see where Ice runs into trouble. Oh, up on the high ground, it's Lanham.
Yeah, he just bursted him down
Jesus.
with the Dagon and Hex. So Roche spawns in 5 seconds. They need to push out the lanes on Mineski's side. Yeah, TA rebought Blink Dagger.
And
that's value right there.
Puts the Deso into the backpack for now. When needed.
I don't think they can do anything about this.
Yeah, Vici are already going for the Roche while Moon is stalking the Underlord, but that Underlord is so big. You want to go for it. He does. Hits him with the Nullifier. But look, that's not doing a lot, man. He's tickling him. He's throwing pillows. He doesn't want to do this anymore. Opts to head towards Roche area now. And that is an Aegis for Ori. And Chaps is just throwing himself right into the team. He will be handled and down. Mineski up against the ropes.
That's Faceless Void with the Refresher Shard. He's going to have enough mana because he has Arcane Rune as well, because why not?
We see Moon hiding out near that mid lane. He doesn't have a TP, so he's kind of in an awkward spot for now. May just go for some side lane pressure. But here comes Vici Gaming back at it again. Still that Rapier, of course, on the Mushi. He brings the punches.
He needs another Rapier, that they lack damage in these fights. I mean, he doesn't have gold for it, but...
Oh, jump in. Immediate Hex. And Dagon onto Boogie. And now they're beginning to make the move onto the tower. Fortification comes out. Paparazzi time walks himself back. And there's the buyback of the Tusk. A jump in from Moon. They're looking to burst down Paparazzi, and they can't get it. He's able to time walk out and away, and the Crimson Guard's going to be popped. 11 going right back in for the tower. While on the side, Terrorized to pop out. Boogie's going to be done. Does have a buyback if necessary. A kick on out, but the Tusk going to be finished off again. Jump in from Ice 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 with the Epicenter. A lot of that damage going to be mitigated. Jump in. Coil off the mark from Ori. Tier 3 to go down.
That was a dieback from Tusk. Oh, and Void is so hard to take down with that backtrack, 25%.
Now the Raxes are exposed. Vici will even things up with just one Rax takedown here. Oh, Ice Ice Ice. Hexed up, bursted. He's out. Does have a buyback, uses it. Coil. Stolen. Put back onto the puck. The puck's stunned with that axe coil. Nice blink out from
Another
Moon.
chrono. He refreshed.
Oh, he's got it. This time Will lock down Moon and begins to right-click it home. And he will not be able to survive. Does have a buyback. 11 on the inside, finished. To the hands of Mushi.
Well.
Mushi got 2. Mineski are holding. Vici will be forced away. Boogie wants to chase. And they'll find Fenrir. Oh, will they? Glimmer capes up. Now he goes too close to the tower. And he'll be taken off. All right, man. What a game.
Ice Ice chasing Dark Willow. Can he make it? Force Staff still not ready for a couple of seconds.
Oh.
Aegis is gone. They have 2 Cheese, one on Faceless Void, one on Buck. But the Cheese at this moment, it doesn't do that much since you need to swap him. Once you use an item, swap him from your backpack to inventory.
Yeah.
A lot of buybacks committed on side of Mineski. Sanking, Rubik, and Tusk.
Mineski no, though. 3 down from Vici Gaming side. All 3 of them with buybacks. Want to try to force him out.
Yeah, what the Gyro should do, he should buy another Rapier, but not assemble it. He should lock Sacred Relic, and if he blinks us out, then swap one Rapier into fight. Just assemble it and put it in. Let's see if he does that. Oh, he's just keeping a buyback for now. Yeah, he just locked it.
Okay. The safer play. Very safe play. Call down to keep pressure forward. But I don't think Mineski can go much further than that. Looks like everybody from Vici Gaming side is going to be back at attendance here. And we're going into later innings here. Lacoste, we've broken over the 1 hour mark now in this game. And what has been very back and forth, starting with Mineski.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way to build Templar Assassin right now. If he wants to, let's say, build more damage, I don't know, Refresher, just for the Bloodthorn Nullifier.
Jump. Kick back. Okay. Okay. Oh, Lotus. Forces a snowball onto 11. Very awkward. But they will disperse, avoiding the jump in there from Paparazzi. But the chase is on potentially here from Vici. They can't find a solid target. Looks like Jabs is on one side. Oh, they cancel it with the coil. He blinks away. A long stun will be there, and so will be Lanham.
They kicked him very far. ISSIs didn't expect that far kick. Oh, God.
That's like your old Ag-style Earth Spirit kickback. And Mineski frantic to the top lane here to try to stall things out from Vici. They know that their Tusk is going to be out for a minute without a buyback. They'll try to slow them down. So 5.2K on your gyro, still locking down the Demon Edge at the moment.
Yeah, he wants to have for a buyback. Buyback cost is 2.8K at the moment.
Close
so
to having
it yet.
He's getting there though. Pumps through some of these waves.
Yeah, maybe Moon is just split pushing with the traps. Maybe what Moon can do is get Eon Disc and swap it with a BKB. That could be maybe a better choice. And then swap Eon Disc and BKB. Also, you can buy Eon Disc, all the components for it, and assemble it in a fight.
I mean, that would be pretty clutch.
That's another hex on Dark Willow. Let's see what
Man.
Oh, Dark Willow, level 25. 200 attack speed.
Wow. Yeah, Dark Willow's starting to turn into quite a bit of a core herself. I mean, we are in the late game. We don't see too many games get this far now.
Double damage on TA.
Vici know they need this win just to take it to a game 3.
Yeah, he just bought Moon Shard. I think I mentioned Refresher Shard a couple of minutes ago. That was Moon Shard.
Moon still. Oh. Tried to guess where that TA was going to be hiding within the trees. But Moon already TP'd out.
Faceless Void has Moon Shard for himself. I think Puck bought it for him.
Ooh. Smoke here from Mineski. They're going to see Ori. Jump in, looking to go for the burst. Fenrir's trying to walk in to assist. He gets hit with the Yules right away. Paparazzi walking in, moving in, looking to go for a target. Only catches one, but it's Moon. He's trying to right-click him down, and they'll be able to get it done. Another use of the Chrono, not catching on to anyone. Mushi could be next. He's trying to fire powered forward. With the power of the Satanic and the Divine Rapier, is it going to be good enough?
Three-man terrorize.
Oh, it's so much from Vici. And they shred it home. Rapier on the deck. And so are all of Mineski. There is a buyback from Mushi, but there will not be one there from the supports.
Yeah, they killed Puck, but he has Boots of Travel level 2, just TP'd right away back to the fight. Now those Eon Discs are popping, man. 1, 2, 3 Eon Discs.
Paparazzi now with a Rapier on hand. He begins to do a little bit of some swappage. Brings in the cheese. Gobbles it down. And now they're going in for the jugular. Buyback forced out from Mushi. They got to do something, but a nice quick jump in from Ori. And a beautiful jump in with a Chrono. And they're just going to be able to hit it home right here. Vici Gaming, they take it to game number 3.
Whoa. 67 minutes was needed for Vici Gaming to close this one.
Wow. I mean, Mineski giving him a run for the money there with the benefit of their high ground defense and that Rapier. But I don't know. Things may have been a bit different with that Roche fight if they were able to get the finish faster and grab that Aegis. The crowd really loving it right now, feeling it for EG, Vici rather, sending him all the positive vibes.
Yeah, the lineup from Mineski, they needed to close out this game 15 minutes before. TA was 6 slotted, so was pretty much Gyro, and these heroes don't scale post 50, 60-minute game, and we see why. So it's pretty hard to fight into the lineup that Vici had in the late game.
Yeah, at one point we see the Underlord just get so big, you can't deal anything with him at all. And the utility of everyone from Vici coming out, the GPM talents you were talking about, just supports, just bringing in lots of money, lots of ridiculous utility items. it just came together wonderfully. Vici had to just play with the time, and they did. All right. So with that said, a very long, exhausting game, but we're going to be taking it to game number 3 now. We'll throw it over to the panel to get their thoughts, though, on game 2.
Thanks very much. Yes, the only team that seem able to take it to all 3 games of Vici Gaming. They have done it yet again in the second round this time round after doing it the same yesterday against TNC. They dropped a game there, came back and won 2-1. Can they do the same thing again? We'll find out in game 3. Let's just break it down. A 66-minute game. Rather too long for my liking in terms of, like, could they have finished earlier?
Too long? 2 ultimates.
Yes.
Dark Willow.
Yes. And did land some in
Underlord.
this game.
I mean, I have no real commentary other than Dark Willow Underlord.
I will tell you that I am not going to go against Dark Willow ever again.
I like the fight by the Roche Pit where 4 of them went on the Tusk and failed to kill him. And then somewhere off in the nether, Lanham happened to be standing next to Ice, and Ice died. And afterwards, we were like, wait, didn't he survive? And go back and look at the damage, 1,800 damage in like a half second there. But tale of, you want to go with 2 here? We got a tale of 2 lineups. On the left side, I would say for Mineski.
Bye. You're gone.
Mineski's lineup was very squishy, so they had to kind of stay precise with their execution throughout this game. Whereas Vici's lineup was probably a bit too ult-dependent in some ways. The Underlord did make everyone a little bit tankier. Obviously, it gave them a lot of wiggle room for error as well. But they depended a lot on good Chronospheres to be able to win fights, while Mineski didn't have much durability to speak of. So it's kind of a razor's edge balance there.
Underlord spells are so good, all of them. Like the Atrophy Aura, you don't really see because it's obviously not an active ability, but it's just, everyone's so tanky. And Underlord at a point just starts hitting for like 300, 400 damage because a couple heroes die. And then you have a Willow and a Puck, and you saw it that last fight at the end there where they just hit 1 combo, and in the duration of the fear, everybody's dead.
Some frustration in the Mineski booth, no doubt. Were they able to win this game, Kyle, from 30 minutes onwards?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. The other thing, again, sorry, I keep repeating stuff about Underlord, but we've seen Tusks just make so many plays. We saw LGD-FY just crush a game against Liquid. But when you're playing against Underlord, if you blink into Pit, it was a change recently where you can no longer snowball whilst rooted. So you actually prevent that play entirely if you just root on top of the hero you're initiating on. It was just a great game by both teams. I thought they all played well. The Blink Dagger on Gyrocopter, he was able to elude at least like 2 Chronos. This fight here was crazy. Moon avoiding 1 Chronosphere, ends up buying back, and he buys the space. So in the meantime, he has 2 players on his team cleaning up the Underlord and the Puck in base with the stolen Chrono by Ninja Boogie. Like, there were so many plays made in this game, it's hard to really pin down. But like, this is, you know, obviously the deciding fight. But like, just look at this.
It's the advancing Underlord coming towards him. It's just like,
No, it's the Dark Willow.
yeah, I mean, talk of the Willow. You were very critical of Lanham's Willow in the previous game and in previous matches, actually, when we've seen him play. This was a lot better, wasn't it?
Practice makes perfect.
He's getting a few games on it
plays.
now. Yeah, he did have 66 minutes to make some plays, and there were some big ultis in the middle of this one as well. So I guess that's going to be a little pleasing for Vici. But again, we said at the start of this game, Winter, never write this team off. They have something about them. I don't know what it is, but they don't give up easily, do they?
Yep, I see this like Void Pig. I become skeptical of a long cooldown hero.
Yeah.
But then Paparazzi pops the Chrono, steals the Aegis, steals the cheese. I don't know, man. That was, I think, the defining moment in the game. If Mineski were to get everything from that Roshan, they get maybe bare minimum 1 set of racks from them, maybe 2.
Right.
Yeah. I think something Coddle and Lacoste said before the cast came off, TA, I think it was the right pick in this situation, but you have to try and end the game on like the 5 or 6, the fifth slot item, right? As soon as he gets the BKB, the Deso, obviously, Deso, BKB, Bloodthorn, Nullifier, that's its peak. From that point on, like, it's Templar Assassin for a reason. You're not really this big team fighter. You're not going to be able to carry the game late. You're picking off heroes and then utilizing that momentum to kill objectives. But the moment you get into this point where now you have a 6-slotted Void and an Underlord and a Puck, like the Underlord was running around with what, like 50 armor and 4,000 health? how do you kill anything anymore?
Yeah, the attempt to kill the Underworld bottom was pretty comical. I think he dropped like maybe a third of his health before she realized that she had no chance.
Yeah.
They did have a couple chances. I mean, we can say a lot of things conceptually about this game, but it really came down to like a few plays, right? So you're talking about the paparazzi Roche steal that Winter mentioned, just barely on the edge of the Chronosphere, like, you know, just as the Roche was about to die. A pick off here and there when it really comes down to reaction time sometimes with the items in their inventory. Again, who gets the nullifier off, who gets the chrono off, who gets the blink off to dodge the chronosphere. So a lot of really good individual plays in this game. And that is what Vici are comfortable with because they've always played in a way where they enable their star cores to carry the game. I think paparazzi getting the Void is a sign of trust in this situation. We didn't think that it fit the lineup well because it's not just that source of sustained damage. It's still very ult dependent, a bit risky, but paparazzi came through. And, you know, that segues into he's my MVP for this game.
Yeah.
All right, that's the next question.
I mean,
Anyone else?
I wouldn't give it to a player. I would give it to a hero, and that hero is Underlord.
Okay.
The value just continues to increase through the tournament. That was the first time it's been first two'd, I believe, at this tournament. And what do you know? It wins the game. And yeah, Void has its weaknesses, but you pair it with an Underlord, and all of a sudden, it seems like you have plenty of damage.
When Chrono's on cooldown, Underlord's pushing out lanes, we hold the game. Let's chill and wait. Oh, cooldown's up again. Let's go.
Yeah. Hold that high ground. Oh, paparazzi, you missed both ults. Let's just go back home and sit on the high ground for a little bit. Wait for it to come back.
And I'm telling you, it feels like the perfect hero to supplement this Chinese play style. It's I almost want to say it's like a crutch they're leaning on. And you saw a couple games where Vici looked really good. Like I bring up again the Odie Omni Slark game. But how many times are you really going to get a perfect Slark game? And are you ever going to get Odie Omni Knight ever again? So if they don't get this flawless tri-core where everyone's on a comfort hero and there's amazing synergy, you just pick Underlord to go with these two cores you want to rely on. And you actually have the time and space to delay the game until you can China Dota it up and take the win.
All right, well, we'll see if they decide it's got the same importance that Kyle has attached to it for game number 3. It might well feature as part of the bans in that game. We're headed to a break right now, but don't go too far away. It's a very quick break. When we come back, our final game of the final series of the day will be upon us.